So here we have yet another thought-provoking picture here. And so let's take a look. So to kick off, we're going to start by just taking a look at the picture itself, okay? So just to kick off, we're going to look at the picture before we start getting into the deeper messages behind the picture. So in the picture, we can see a man here, and he's sweating. He's sweating profusely. Look at that. He's sweating profusely. Means he's sweating a lot. He's really sweating, and he's also holding his hands near his groin area, just down here. This is kind of the groin area, to put it politely. Yes, he's got his hands covering his groin area. He looks incredibly embarrassed here, right? He's sweating profusely. He's covering up his groin area. He's very embarrassed. And on the smartphone here, he is completely naked. So on the smartphone, he's also covering his groin area, and he's completely naked. And if we look at his eyes are in the shape of a spiral. Yes, it's a spiral. So that you see this shape where his eyes are, it's a spiral like this, right? He's got spiral shapes for his eyes. That's how the artist has drawn his eyes. The artist has drawn his eyes in the shape of a spiral like that. So that's the picture. So now that we've got that out of the way, let's move on to the deeper meaning of the picture. What do you think the artist is trying to convey with this picture? What message do you think the artist is trying to convey? Obviously, this is yet another picture about technology and the modern world. You know, I think I understand this picture in that in today's day and age, right? In today's day and age, it's quite easy to be publicly embarrassed on social media, right? People are recording things on their phones all the time. If you embarrass yourself in public, you can end up going viral, right? If somebody records you doing something embarrassing in public, that video can then be put onto social media. And if you are really unlucky, that video can then go viral and everybody in the world will see it. There are a lot of cases of people who have been recorded against their will, completely against their will. They didn't know they were being recorded, but somebody recorded them or took a picture of them, and they ended up going viral. And now their image is now all over the internet, all over the world. They are turned into a meme. Yes, do you know what a meme is? M-E-M-E, a meme. They end up being turned into a meme. And all of this is, of course, completely against their will. And the problem with going viral on social media with a picture of you or a video of you is that you have no means by which to control this, right? You have no means by which to stop this video or image spreading like wildfire, yes, online. Because the thing is, online, embarrassing pictures and videos, they tend to spread like wildfire. Because people, unfortunately, love to watch others get embarrassed, yes? They really enjoy watching other people get embarrassed. Now, there is a term for this in German. There's a German word for this, and that is Schadenfreude. Okay, this is a German word. Schadenfreude means getting pleasure by watching the misfortune of others, or by watching the embarrassment of others, you get pleasure. And this is incredibly common online. And when an embarrassing video surfaces online, it often spreads like wildfire. So imagine you're walking down the street and then you trip over and you end up landing in a bucket of paint or something ridiculous. You trip over and then your head ends up in a bucket of red paint or something. And then, unbeknownst to you, there's a teenager recording the incident on his phone. Completely unbeknownst to you, there's a teenager right there recording it. This teenager then puts it on TikTok, and then, because it's so embarrassing, because you've tripped over, landed in a bucket of red paint, and then your face is covered in red paint, something like that, something really embarrassing. Because it's so embarrassing, it's very funny. It's hilarious for other people to watch. And this teenager uploads it to TikTok, and the video spreads like wildfire all over TikTok. Really gets millions and millions of views. And all of this, of course, is completely outside of your control. There is nothing you can do to stop this video spreading like wildfire online. And I think that's how a lot of us feel today, in a way. A lot of us are have been embarrassed online, or we are scared of this happening to us, especially young people and teenagers, right? Teenagers nowadays have to grow up in a world where all of their actions are recorded forever online. Everybody does dumb things as a teenager, yes. Everybody does stupid things as a teenager. However, the difference is, when I was younger and I did dumb things, it was not really recorded to the extent that it is today, right? Although when I was younger, we did have Facebook, social media was not quite as big as it is today. And I think there's a big difference between growing up now and growing up 20 years ago. In fact, the difference is night and day, right? The difference between growing up nowadays and growing up, say, 10, 20 years ago, it's really night and day because of how social media has changed everything. Social media has changed the experience of adolescence, yes, becoming a teenager, going through adolescence. And the difference is really night and day, I think. And I think a lot of teenagers are really terrified of having this happen to them, right? Teenagers nowadays are a lot more careful about what they do in public. They don't do as many stupid things because they may be recorded. Unbeknownst to them, they may be recorded, put online, and then their video may spread like wildfire online. And then everybody in their class will see it. And not only that, but everybody in the world will see how they have embarrassed themselves. And I think that's maybe the message. If I had to hazard a guess, I would say that's the kind of message that this artist wanted to convey with this picture. You know, if I had to hazard a guess, I would say that's probably what the artist is getting at with this picture. I don't know exactly what they're trying to say, but I think that is probably what the artist is getting at. I think that's what they're trying to get at with this picture. Anyway, that's the end of the video. Thank you for watching. Keep listening to English, and I will see you in the next one.